Great turnout. I appreciate everyone being here. We're going to have a nice little panel here in a few seconds. All the actors are lining up backstage to, we're going to do a Q&A. And if you have any questions or, we're just going to talk about the movie and about production here. So, Chris Webb. Had a lot to do with this film. Now I'm going to turn it over to her for a second.
All I can tell you is you are the answer to my prayers. As my town and our town, you should be so proud. And I am forever grateful for every yes you said allowed us to have this moment. And I just want to say thank you.
Yeah, truly, it could have never happened without all of you. And this, like I said earlier, this is our film. This is our movie. This belongs to Gettysburg. So, yeah, it's, I can hear footsteps behind us, which... And
anything you want to know about a film, you ask. I had 1 year to figure out something I have never been around. So it has been a whole year of nothing but learning. So ask. We took businesses, we took the borough, we took private homes, we took our land and our town that we love so much, and we created something. We created a story that you guys said yes to let us use. So anything you want to know about your town and about what it took to get this thing, we ended filming here the beginning of February, and to have a movie being shown here on November 27th of the same exact year is nothing but a pure miracle. We got done November 3rd. It arrived at my house 5 days later. I was not sure we were going to make November 27th, just so you know. But it did. So anything you want to know, we are an open book. So we would love for you to ask. And we are grateful and thankful. So thank you, guys. We are going to start our Q&A, and it'll just be about 15, 20 minutes, and then we will be done. Thank you.
Oh, look at this. Oh, I love you. Look at these guys. Oh, my God. Thank you. Oh, my God. Yes. Bruce, I love you. Kelly, you're the best. Hey, I love you, too. Yeah, brother. All these great people here. Oh, my goodness. Hello. So, after we finish greeting each other... Huh, all right. Hi, fellas.
Hello, Dad.
Well, let's get this thing started. He's the moderator,
well, yeah.
I guess?
So, my name is Matt. I host a podcast called Addressing Gettysburg, and I don't know why I'm here, but I'm glad I am. Thank you, Bo. First of all, wasn't it awesome to see this town that we love so much up on the screen? I think it was. And Bo, I want to ask you, why Gettysburg?
Well, in 1992, I came here to do a movie called Gettysburg, and I fell in love with the town and the people. And I kept, coming back ever since. Thank you.
And you have made the second longest commercial for Gettysburg.
Yes.
With this movie. But I think it didn't feel forced at all. We had places around town, like a lot of times movies come into a town, they'll use a location, but they'll change the name, they won't show the sign or something like that. But we have a lot of our more, popular businesses featured in here with no shame. We're not hiding it or anything like that. And I think that's awesome.
Yeah, and actually there was a network that was interested in the script before we produced it, and they were like, well, the the title isn't, we don't like the title.
Yeah.
You know, because Gettysburg evokes war, and, you know, this is supposed to be a Christmas movie, and I'm like, okay, pass.
Right. Well, I think that's an important thing, is Bo really wanted to do it here. Because you love this town.
I love this town.
You've been, like, before you did this, you were, like, just coming back here for half the year for, what, 2 or 3 years, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then, so I think it's really awesome that you did that.
You know, people on the street, you know, people that I know would come up and they go, when are we going to make another movie, you know, about Gettysburg? And I kept saying, well, you know, Civil War movies are pretty tough to sell these days in Hollywood. And then Craig Rupp actually found me on Facebook. Yeah. And he said, oh, I want to meet with you. I've got some story ideas out of the blue. And I'm like, okay, you know. So we went over. He had a bunch of little, you know, novelettes that he'd written and stuff. And he showed me this one little book that said A Gettysburg Christmas. And the title just captured me. I was like, oh, my gosh, I love that title. And so, you know, I read through the book, and I you know, took his storyline, basically, and said, okay, let's I can really get something out of this. So I wrote the screenplay.
So it, of course, follows Kelly and Bruce here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give them a round of applause. If looks could kill, Bruce Boxleitner, when you see Kelly the first time in the car, that is a look.
She was dead.
Yeah, I felt it.
She was dead to me. How could she be, this lovely lady and wonderful actress? I felt it was a Civil War movie.
Fair enough, yeah.
It was a Civil War inside of a family. Mm-hmm. You know, the real Civil War was a large family having a conflict. And so we had our little Civil War that drove everybody in the family apart, you know.
Yeah.
And Bo, I think it was terrific. I really do. This is the first time I've seen it. And it was so wonderful to see this with you all. I mean it, you know. You don't see this type of thing. We don't experience this in Los Angeles or New York, any of the movie capitals, to be with the people that actually live in the town. Yeah. And all your contributions are so appreciated, believe me. So we had a ball here. I had to say, this has been one of the most fun experiences. Coming here, and I'm a history buff, so this place is nothing but history, but I think there's a little added history to it now. Little movie history.
When you were off, when you had the day off.
You took me everywhere, man.
You took us too.
I did, yes, I did that. But what else would you get into? Did you? I mean, you know, you had a lot of days off.
Yeah, I did.
But
I think Lee had a few more days off than I did. Wasn't Lee Majors wonderful? Come on.
Yeah.
Truly.
He was so, can I just tell something real quick? He was so afraid to come out of the Gettysburg Hotel because, you know, he's been around a long time. People recognize him and, or didn't. And we went to Dirty Billy's and bought a couple of hats so that we would cover up our identities. I was John and he was Bob. He actually thought that was going to work. Nobody bought that at all. But I know he had a great time here too, right, Bo? He did.
He truly did.
And,
he stayed longer.
Yes, he did.
He
Yes,
did.
he did.
Because at first he was like, I don't know, Bo.
Yeah.
Why don't you get Behringer to do this? I go, really? Yeah. And I'm like, Lee, I want you. And he was like, oh, I don't, yeah. He was playing hard to get. That's what he's doing. So, and finally he's like, okay, fine. You know. And he goes, you got me for 3 days, I think it was. And then after the third day, he's like, Bo, I think I'll stick around a little longer. There's another scene I need to do here. And I was going to ask him, but, you know, I was waiting for the time to ask him to stick his head in the window and say Merry Christmas and a wink. And he's like, I think I should come in at the end. It would be better for my character, you know. If looking through the window, and I said, Lee, I was going to ask you to do that. Oh my God, thank you so much. He goes, no, it was my idea. Okay, you know.
No, that was the perfect button on the whole thing.
Yeah,
it was really
great.
cute, really cute.
Great impulse.
So,
yeah. So yeah,
and Bo and I go back, you know. We won't get into the weeds here, but no, we go back to the prequel of Gods and Generals that didn't shoot here, obviously, but I came up here from Hagerstown where we were shooting for a couple months or whatever it was.
Oh yeah, 6 months.
And so that's how I started visiting your wonderful place, and it is such an important place. I wish everybody in America could come, all the world. I guess everybody in America does come here. How many tourists?
Yes.
Yeah, it is beautiful.
One of the gifts of doing this little movie is we were all friends. The only cast member that I didn't know was Kelly, but I had already worked with Sean Ferris, who can't be with us tonight, and Sean and Kelly are very close friends. And so he called me and said, I've got your girl. I've got your lead. She's fantastic. And I'm like, oh my God. She's fantastic.
He was right.
So I feel like I've known Kelly for a long time. Just
I feel that way too.
You know, Sean and everyone. But so, you know, everyone in the cast I knew and I'd worked with before. And then I met Christopher Kaufman, Gettysburg College. And we just were hanging out talking one day and having a Negroni. And I was like, I kept looking at him going, you know, you'd be really great to play this role. And he's like, okay. And that's how Christopher wound up in it. And I'll tell you what, after his first scene, my cinematographer here, Barry, he says, where did you find this guy? He's awesome.
Yeah, well, Bo, you know, we were talking, and I said, I work in the theater department at Gettysburg College, and he's like, oh, I love theater. I used to be in the Actors Studio in New York. And he was telling me all about his theater company that he had in New York City. So he was so gracious. He came to the department. He worked with some students there. He sat in on classes. And it's just been wonderful for our theater department here to have him and to have, you know, this contact. And we have many theater students and film students at Gettysburg College who worked on the show and were extras. So it's been really great for the college. Their learning experience, too. So thank you so much. Thank you.
So the others on stage, this is Barry. I met him. Thank you. I just moved back from Los Angeles. It was 1998. I'm on a football field in Seabrook, Texas, and this kid's standing next to me, and he was like 19, I think, at the time. And he starts talking to me just out of the blue about he wants to be in showbiz, and he thinks he wants to work behind the camera and stuff. And I'm like, whoa. And so we started talking. I said, I just moved back. I think I'd been there back for a couple of weeks. Yeah, and he was working other jobs in production. And he became a gaffer on a film that I did in 2000. And then from then on, he just progressed so quickly. And by 2013, I was like, he's ready, you know, to be a DP. And it's been poetry in motion ever since with Barry, and he's a dear friend. Yeah, and of course, Michelle, she's a production designer, and she's the one that made the farmhouse so pretty. That's what they do. We met three films ago, and she's she's part of our film family. And the new addition, of course, is Audrey Easton, who is a first AD. And she makes everything go on time. And it's probably the hardest job on set. So she did a great job. Thank you, Audrey. So everybody, including the crew, were people that we've worked with over the last 20 years. the sound mixer, so many of the crew we've worked with over and over again. So, and that's how we were able to shoot this film in such a short time. We knew everybody on the crew, and we knew everybody in the cast. So we knew what to expect, and we knew how to get the job done.
Yeah, it felt more like really kind of like a theater troupe. You know, when you work with the same guys over and over, you get a comfort, you get a level of communication that you don't really have to second guess. And it cuts down on a lot of the time you might lose otherwise. So it's a wonderful experience, and I love working with my friends. I mean, we call this work.
Well, I was going to say, not even that. Yeah, it was fun. The set was fun.
And Tom Vera, everybody, he did such a great job.
I had a blast. I had a great time.
He had done a couple of films that I produced, and a good friend of mine, a filmmaker, Sean Welling, had him in some films. And you know, Tom is a geologist by trade.
Yeah, I like rocks. I do.
And I think Sean met him, like ran into him in a Starbucks or something, and said, "Hey, do you want to be an actor?"
It's a great story.
And put him in he'd never done anything, and he did a couple of Sean Welling movies, and I'm like, God, the camera loves this guy, you know?
Barry makes me look good. so do you, Bo.
I don't have to do anything, buddy. Yeah. You make me look good.
And then Larissa Dolly over here in the end here, she was also in a couple of Sean Welling movies that I was part of, and I'm like, I love this little girl. She's so sweet. I like her attitude and everything. She's got a great attitude and a great little actress. So I'm like, come on, I got a little part for you.
I loved it. I wanted to convince you to write me in another one just so I could stay in the town. Not like, I was so appreciative of the part. It was great, and I was like, doesn't Melody she needs to hang out with the family more, right?
But she fell in love with the town, and about the third day she was here, she's like, I want to stay longer because I haven't seen enough of Gettysburg. You know, she dove into the history like nobody. I mean, she was hitting it hard, you know, and really enjoyed being here. So she couldn't wait to come back. And I hope she comes back some more.
I will.
Awesome. Not yet. Kelly. Hello, Kelly.
Hi.
Kelly was amazing. I thought she was fantastic in the film. Her subtleties, you never see her acting. She's just solid. And I can't wait to work with her again as well.
Oh, I can't wait either. I felt like it was I thank my lucky stars that I got to be a part of this, because it's true. Y'all are a theater troupe, and I was kind of a newbie, but I felt so welcomed and accepted both by the crew and by the town that we felt so at home so quickly, both, again, on set and off set. And I'm so thrilled that I got to be a part of it and that I was allowed to act. A lot of Christmas movies have a very particular style of acting that is required, and this one it feels different in the most wonderful way, I think, on so many levels. And I thank you that you let me be a part of it.
Well, you were such an integral part of it. So, really. Go ahead.
I think the phrase we've used for you pretty regularly is that you are our Christmas princess.
Yes, and you know she's done several Christmas movies. You know, like the Christmas movie queen on Hallmark, maybe, I don't know.
And I'm not a curmudgeon, I swear. We're both not. We're like, you know.
We like each other very much.
We had a great time, we swear. We really did.
It was very difficult to be mad at her. I mean, that was acting.
You did a pretty good job of being mad.
Yeah, he did. He's a great actor.
It was cold.
Yeah,
It was cold.
Bruce has this very commanding voice, right? And when we were doing the shots in the car, this is really funny. I don't know if you know that I did this to you, but...
Yeah, you did.
Okay, so...
I see it.
There was the argument in the car, and the camera was not on Bruce. The camera was on Kate Vernon, playing his wife. And Bruce was just really, like, angry, you know? And I kept watching Kate Vernon's face, and she was, like, grimacing and like that. And so we cut, and she said, then we were off of her, and she said, Bruce seems so angry. And I'm like, yeah, I know. Well, I know, but I said, no. It was perfect. It was perfect the way you reacted to him. Now I'll tone him down. And I was just like, Bruce, a little bit like, and he's like, okay. And then we shot Bruce. It was awesome.
It was 2 below zero. I could have thought of warmer places to be at the moment, like in bed. What was it, like 2 and 3 in the morning? Yeah. Oh my God.
It was late.
Anyway, yeah, and we were inside a barn, inside a car, and that was all what we used to call, what was it?
Poor man process.
Poor man's process, yes, so the scenery going by. And so I was a little hot, Bo. I was a little hot under the collar. But I followed direction. You're my director. And I notched it down a bit. But he was angry.
He was.
Yes.
You don't know Bruce Boxleitner when he doesn't want to be someplace or go someplace? My wife out there does. But anyway.
I know too. I know.
It was too close to home. Anyway.
Yes. I've known Bruce since 1982. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I met him.
There's a funny story about Bruce. So when pies were made, it was cold. It was late at night, and the pies were sitting on the counter, and Bruce smells them and sees them and starts picking at them and eating them. and then I think it was Bo. Who's eating the pie?
I don't know.
It wasn't me. I don't know. It was great. He was hungry. He was eating it, and it was great. It was good times, right?
Oh, a good apple pie. Come on.
Yeah, good apple pie.
From Hollaballs.
Yeah.
I ate the fry.
He couldn't. So those pies.
That was pretty method then. That was pretty method, Bruce. I mean, even in the film. Ooh, pies.
Yeah, pie.
So anyway, I'll turn it over to you if you want to go out there.
Right now, I'd like to do about 45 minutes of some freeform comedy.
Just kidding. You forgot to introduce someone.
Who did I forget to introduce?
You know.
No, I don't. Who? Oh, our special guest. Ladies and gentlemen, if you'll direct your attention to the back of the room and we can get a spotlight back there. Martin Sheen. Oh, I'm just kidding.
So at the 30th,
oh man, they're so disappointed again.
At the 30th anniversary, you know, Marty was not able to make it, and so we did a panel, and there were about 200 people in the room, and
200 disappointed people.
And all of a sudden he says, "I have a special guest for you, Martin Sheen." And
they all
heard that he
stood
wasn't
up.
coming.
They got their cameras out. They're like, "Oh my God!" And he didn't. And then I just said, "Nah, I'm just kidding. He's not here." And they booed.
People got mad.
Oh, they were so mad. One guy just chewed me out online the next Monday. It was terrible. It was terrible. And I'm sorry to have to do that to you again, but it's our routine now. So that's how it goes. It is bold, I know.
So one day he's just going to appear in the back, right? He's just going to...
No, one day he's going to come on walking out that door, and then you're going to be...
Yeah. Well, that's the idea. Eventually we'll get him. And no one will believe it. So I thought what we would do is do something I think that would make it a little more interesting for you guys, and that is allow you to ask the questions. So I don't know if you want to. Would you like to, or would you not?
Come on, don't be shy.
Yes, we have a hand raised there.
Okay.
Well, let's get the house lights up there. So what it's gonna go like this. You guys aren't gonna be able to hear many people from the audience. So I'll call on you. You can yell it to me, and I'll repeat it so that everybody can hear it. Yeah. Sir.
Thank you for filming the Gettysburg Carol Fest.
Thank you for filming the Gettysburg Carol Fest.
Your camera's back next Friday. So great to do it again.
So that's something that you have actual things that go on in the town. You brought Barry up. What was it, the month before, or was it a year before?
A month before.
It was a month before,
yeah.
To shoot the Christmas festival.
I wanted the Christmas festival, the Tuba Fest, and then we did a relighting of the Christmas tree.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, right,
and we combined it with the Tuba Fest, which I think is a pretty good idea. Jill, I don't know what.
Who else? And I saw some hands. Yes, you're right down front. Okay. Distribution. Where's it going to be? Can people watch it?
I missed the.
Boat.
I missed the window. We had 82 VFX shots with the snow, and we had a 6-week window to do it, and it took them about 12 weeks to finish. 82 shots is a lot because it's frame by frame, and so we finished the film November 3rd, I believe, and the networks had already filled their roster for Christmas movies, all of the networks. There were a lot of networks that wanted it, but it'll be next year now. Yeah. The strike also hurt us. Yeah.
I had never actually been here before December of last year. It is a wonderfully beautiful town, by the way.
Yes, 100%.
The year before, however, this guy shows me footage that they've taken. You saw that wonderful deep snow driving footage. And that's actually what I expected. When we got up here, we had 1 day of snow in our entire schedule. We had to change everything and run to the tree farm because there was no way we were going to fake that for the snowball and tree sequence. And, you know, I got to tell you, I actually think that the glazing is prettier than the heavy snow.
Oh, yeah.
But
then we had to kind of match the heavy snow, too.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it was quite a feat.
The ski lot of the ski.
Oh,
At the
Ski
ski
Liberty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that snowball fight was real too, and Kelly got schmacked. She got schmacked real hard. Sean got her like, I think, was it in your face? Was it Sean?
You tell Dad.
And, yeah, Sean. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you can chase him down,
Yes,
Dad.
Sean.
Any others? You down here. The orchard trees? You're talking those aerial shots? No, that was stock footage.
Yeah,
right?
that was. We ended up with stock footage because we couldn't even get a drone over anything because there was no snow.
Yeah, there was absolutely none. We waited for months until the season had passed. And we were really bummed about that because we wanted to make the Christmas season this year. And of course, as he said, we had to do 82 effect shots where we added snow, into the background. That was pretty integral to some of those shots. We wouldn't have had to do that had we had the snow, but we did find some beautiful stock footage. I think that it still sells the essence of the surrounding countryside, but no, we don't know where it is. Sorry.
There were some real snow shots in the film.
And there were a lot of real snow.
Yeah, like right in the beginning there. You found some sucker to go out with his camera in the middle of winter and shoot those shots. Yeah, and then forget to credit him.
Top of my head. That was a real story.
You're out there.
Yeah. First of all, I wanted to thank Bo for doing all this. This is a love letter to Gettysburg.
Yeah. Yes.
We're so grateful for you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. You filmed this scene in one of my businesses, or two of my businesses actually, and but you did it like in the middle of the night. I think you came in like 10 o'clock at night, and then you filmed till like 4 in the morning. How do you do that?
Well, thank you, first of all. Thank you so much for letting us film and for staying open for us and having, people there to help out. That was incredible. We're so grateful.
Thank you.
And I am luckily, I am a night owl a bit. So night scenes are actually a bit easier for me than early morning scenes. I would much rather have 4 p.m. to 4 a.m. than 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. That's who I am. But yeah, towards the end of the night, we can get a little sleepy, sure. Yeah.
All right, let's see. Anybody on this side of the room over here? Yes, sir, you.
I'm a student of Chris's class, and right now I'm working on a student film of my own. Any advice for people who want to sit where you're sitting?
Oh, wow. Try to, thank you. Try to tell the story cinematically.
And honestly.
And write about what you know. Yeah, and really, one of the downfalls is people in the beginning, there's a lot of exposition, and you don't want talking heads. You know, there has to be a thrust to the story that you're telling, and you have to do it cinematically. It's very challenging, and you'll learn every time you do it. You learn, and I learn something every time I do a film, and that's what I love about it. You never stop learning. So go forth, man, and remember, just try and tell your story cinematically. Remember, it's a story told in pictures, right?
But don't lose yourself in devices. Again,
yes.
Tell the story honestly. Cinematography is supposed to serve the story. And these days, you watch these studio films, people have forgotten that. It serves the story.
Anybody up top? I don't want to neglect you guys. Anybody up there? It's hard for me to see. I should have worn my glasses. Over there, yeah. Yell out really loud.
So we missed the window for this year. So how will we know what will happen in the future as far as where to where?
How will they know where to see it in the future since you missed the window this year?
When we have a network, we will absolutely put it out on social media, and especially for here. We'll have it in the paper. We'll do social media. And
it'll be under Dress at Gettysburg.
The town will know, yes. And you know, Jackie at the Dobbin House, she's got a pretty big following, so you know we're in touch. So, where are you, Jackie?
Right down there.
Hi, honey. She's been so supportive of this film from the very beginning. Thank you.
Jackie wants to say something.
Well, actually, my wife says that about film. I wouldn't know personally. Although, sympathy, I guess.
I know you have quite a few children's films, and how do you feel about this one?
You know, I think when you begin any of these, especially something, you know, these days you look at all these Hallmark films and these Lifetime films, and like Kelly said, there's a very specific style, and it's kind of restricting for the talent. It's also very restricting for the cinematographers. A lot of the devices that they use cinematically are kitschy, overused, and they tend to water down the story. But again, as I said before, cinematography serves the story. And so with this one, we went in going, okay, we're going to make something better than the normal Christmas film. We're going to make something more honest, more genuine. And I mean, overall, I mean, I don't know. What do you think? I feel we've achieved that.
So you got one more? Take your time for one more, and we'll do one more. Over here.
The actors, did anyone get any great mementos from this? Like maybe a tattoo or anything?
Oh, interesting. I don't know who to give the mic to.
Is that you? Is it? I'm just kidding. So, yeah, so on my spare time, when I'm not working, I get tattoos here. I got the Saks Bridge tattooed on my thigh as a, yes. So my mom and wife are back there, and they both hate all of my tattoos, but I'm a tattoo guy. And I have this idea for my leg. It's going to be a movie leg that's going to look like, you know, the college beer fridge. We have all those stickers up, you know, all the rules, all the movies, and this was definitely one of them. I have another Lee Majors, you know, Fall Guy tattoo right here as well. I'm still
you guys have been to the Cyclorama. He's working on his own right now.
Yeah. So yes, I do that, and yes, I have a tattoo. I do have a memento, and I love the town. I love the people, and now you guys are coming home with me. I love it. You know, so thank you for opening your doors for us, guys. Seriously, I love this place. Everyone, Jilly Bean. Yeah, I mean, I know you ladies, everyone at the Lincoln Diner, Dirty Billy. Everyone was so great. So love you guys.
I didn't get a tattoo, but I did get a hat from Dirty Billy's, and I got a candle from Lark.
Yes.
Yeah, how do you top that? I got a beanie for my boyfriend back there, and can't top a tattoo. Now I have to go get a tattoo.
Let's go, man. Come on, let's go.
And Bruce had pie.
Yes. A lot of pie. Even the movie pie that he wasn't supposed to eat.
And I got an ornament from the Christmas house.
Yes. So, we shot at Mike and Ann Shower's farmhouse, and thank you so much. I don't think they understood what they were in for. I know Mike didn't. And so when Michelle was dragging all their furniture out, and they're taking animals off the walls and redoing the whole house, we got to those animals that are like in the living room, and they're 2 stories up. They're really high and they're big. And I walked in and I said, you gotta leave the animals. You can't take those off the wall. Mike will have a nervous breakdown, right? He owns a taxidermy and he has got some really beautiful stuff on the wall. So I actually wrote it in. I wrote those animals in and made them characters in the movie. So, and it turned out great, But that was added like right before we started shooting, I believe. It wasn't in the original script, and so I just incorporated the animals on the walls.
It's a great touch.
Because I did not want to face Mike Showers. Like, you can only push a man so far.
Well, Audrey, you're normally the one that keeps us on time, on budget.
That's right.
Closing statements.
Thank you, everybody, for coming out.
Well done.
Thank you for coming out. Thanks to the Majestic for putting this on. And thank you to our cast for making this movie.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.